The world's most recognized brand was invented by a morphine-addicted Civil War veteran, and it originally contained cocaine. Coca-Cola is served 1 billion times every single day across more than 200 countries. Its logo is recognized by 94% of the world's population, more than any other symbol. But the story behind the world's most famous drink is not a story of corporate genius. It is a story of addiction, theft, deception, a secret formula guarded for a century, and one of the most ruthless business empires ever built. This is the full, unfiltered history of Coca-Cola, and almost none of it is what the brand wants you to know. John Pemberton was a Confederate Army colonel who was severely wounded at the Battle of Columbus in 1865. Doctors treated his pain with morphine, and Pemberton became completely addicted. He was a pharmacist by trade, and he set out to invent a cure for his own addiction. His first product was a wine mixed with coca leaf extract, essentially cocaine in wine, called Pemberton's French wine coca. It was sold as a nerve tonic and brain stimulant and became extremely popular. When Atlanta introduced Prohibition in 1886, Pemberton had to remove the wine. He replaced it with carbonated water, added cola nut extract for caffeine, and mixed in a syrup of his own recipe. He called it Coca-Cola, named directly after its two key psychoactive ingredients. He sold it from a pharmacy soda fountain for 5 cents a glass. In its first year, Coca-Cola sold an average of 9 drinks per day. Pemberton was still a morphine addict, broke, and dying of stomach cancer. He began selling off shares of his formula to raise cash for his medical bills. In 1888, just 2 years after inventing the drink, John Pemberton died penniless. He sold his entire stake in Coca-Cola for a total of $1,750. The company is now worth $260 billion. Asa Candler was a fellow Atlanta pharmacist who had purchased full control of Coca-Cola for just $2,300 by 1891. He was a marketing genius who understood that Coca-Cola needed to be everywhere simultaneously. He gave away millions of free coupons for Coca-Cola, the world's first large-scale coupon marketing campaign. By 1895, Coca-Cola was being sold in every state in America. But there was a growing problem that Candler could not ignore: the cocaine. Medical journals were beginning to warn about cocaine addiction, and campaigners were targeting Coca-Cola directly. Candler insisted publicly that Coca-Cola contained no cocaine. This was technically a lie. The drink used decocainized coca leaf extract, but trace amounts of cocaine remained. A more sinister element was the racial dimension of the anti-cocaine campaign. Southern newspapers ran terrifying stories about black men supposedly made violent by Coca-Cola's cocaine content. These stories were fabricated, but they created real pressure on the company. By 1903, Coca-Cola had removed virtually all cocaine from the formula, though coca leaf extract remained for flavor. The exact decocainization process is still part of the secret formula today. Candler incorporated the company in 1892 and began the transformation from pharmacy product to global brand. He built the first dedicated Coca-Cola syrup production facility and began licensing bottlers. In 1899, 2 lawyers from Chattanooga named Benjamin Thomas and Joseph Whitehead approached Asa Candler with a proposal. They wanted to bottle Coca-Cola and sell it across the country. Candler thought bottled drinks were a passing fad. He sold them the exclusive bottling rights for the entire United States for $1. He never collected the dollar. Thomas and Whitehead immediately realized the scale of what they had. They created a franchise bottling model, selling regional bottling rights to local investors. This model meant Coca-Cola could expand globally without the company owning a single bottling plant. By 1909, there were over 400 Coca-Cola bottlers across the United States. The Contour bottle, the iconic curved shape, was designed in 1915 specifically to be recognizable in the dark. The brief given to designers was extraordinary. Create a bottle so distinctive that it can be identified by touch alone, or even when broken. The Root Glass Company won the design competition with a bottle inspired by a cocoa pod. Ironically, they misread the brief and based the shape on a cola nut illustration rather than a coca plant. The bottle became one of the most iconic objects in design history, and it was based on a mistake. World War I transformed Coca-Cola's global reach. The U.S. Army insisted on supplying Coca-Cola to troops overseas, and the company followed the Army around the world. In 1923, Robert Woodruff became president of Coca-Cola and would define the company for the next 60 years. His mission statement was simple and radical. Coca-Cola should always be within an arm's reach of desire. Woodruff invested in cooling technology, installing refrigeration units in stores and restaurants across America. For the first time, Coca-Cola was reliably cold wherever you bought it, a seemingly small change that transformed sales. He standardized the product globally, making sure a Coca-Cola in Atlanta tasted identical to one in Tokyo. During World War II, Woodruff made one of the most consequential business decisions in history. He announced that every American soldier serving overseas would be able to buy a Coca-Cola for 5 cents, regardless of what it actually cost the company. The U.S. government responded by exempting Coca-Cola from wartime sugar rationing. While every other soft drink was restricted, Coca-Cola had unlimited sugar supplies. The company built 64 bottling plants overseas to serve the troops, in countries where Coca-Cola had never existed. When the war ended, those plants became the foundation of Coca-Cola's global empire. Woodruff also made a decision in 1931 that would change popular culture permanently. He hired illustrator Haddon Sundblom to create a consistent image of Santa Claus for Coca-Cola advertising. The jolly, red-coated, white-bearded Santa Claus that the entire world recognizes today was largely created by Coca-Cola. Before Sundblom, Santa had appeared in many different forms, tall and thin, robed in various colors. The Coca-Cola secret formula, known internally as Merchandise 7X, is one of the most guarded trade secrets in history. Pemberton wrote it down in 1886, and it has been kept in a vault in Atlanta ever since. For over a century, the company claimed that only 2 people in the world knew the formula at any given time. In 2011, Coca-Cola moved the formula to a custom-built vault inside the World of Coca-Cola Museum in Atlanta. The vault is 6 feet of reinforced steel, requires a hand scan and pin to open, and visitors can see it but never get close. The secrecy has been enormously valuable as marketing, but food scientists largely agree the formula could be reverse-engineered. In 1985, Coca-Cola made the most catastrophic brand decision in corporate history. After extensive taste tests showed that a sweeter formula, New Coke, was preferred by consumers, the company changed the recipe. The public reaction was unlike anything corporate America had ever seen. Hundreds of thousands of protest letters flooded the company. Hotlines were overwhelmed. A man in Seattle stockpiled 400 cases of original Coke. People formed protest groups. Psychiatrists were called in to understand the emotional intensity of the reaction. 79 days after launching New Coke, Coca-Cola reversed the decision and brought back the original formula. The episode is now studied in business schools as the greatest example of brand attachment in history. Some conspiracy theorists have argued that New Coke was a deliberate plot to relaunch the original. Coca-Cola has always denied this. Pepsi-Cola was invented in 1893, just 7 years after Coca-Cola, by a pharmacist named Caleb Bradham. For decades, Pepsi was the poorer cousin, going bankrupt twice before finding its footing. The Cola Wars began in earnest in the 1970s when Pepsi launched the Pepsi Challenge, blind taste tests that showed people preferred Pepsi. Coca-Cola dismissed it publicly. Privately, their own internal tests confirmed the same result. Pepsi signed Michael Jackson as a spokesperson in 1984 in the largest celebrity endorsement deal ever signed at the time. Coca-Cola responded by signing artists and athletes, beginning an era of enormous celebrity marketing. The Cola Wars became a proxy cultural war, Pepsi positioning itself as the drink of the younger generation. In international markets, Coca-Cola used its government relationships from the war years to dominate. When India expelled Coca-Cola in 1977 for refusing to reveal its formula to the government, Pepsi filled the gap. Coca-Cola re-entered India in 1993 and within a decade had rebuilt its dominance. In the Soviet Union, Pepsi had extraordinary access. It was the first American consumer product sold there. Pepsi even briefly accepted Russian warships and submarines as payment for syrup when the ruble collapsed. Coca-Cola responded to Soviet access with aggressive entry into Eastern Europe after 1989. Today, Coca-Cola holds approximately 45% of the global carbonated drinks market. Pepsi holds around 20%, but the PepsiCo parent company is actually larger than Coca-Cola as a food and beverage conglomerate. Coca-Cola has faced serious controversies throughout its history that the brand prefers not to discuss. In the 1990s and 2000s, the company faced major accusations in Colombia, where union leaders at Coca-Cola bottling plants were killed. Unions filed a lawsuit alleging that Coca-Cola bottling companies had hired paramilitary groups to intimidate and assassinate union leaders. The case was eventually dismissed in U.S. courts, but the allegations damaged the company's reputation internationally. In India, Coca-Cola faced accusations of draining groundwater in drought-affected communities to produce its drinks. Studies showed Coca-Cola plants using millions of liters of water daily in areas where local farmers had no water for crops. The company was forced to close its plant in Kerala after protests and government orders. On the health front, Coca-Cola spent decades funding scientific research that downplayed the health risks of sugary drinks. Internal documents revealed that the company used similar tactics to tobacco companies, funding studies designed to reach predetermined conclusions. Despite this, global sugar consumption concerns have dramatically impacted Coca-Cola's sales since 2010. The company has responded by diversifying, acquiring water brands, juice companies, and most recently, buying Costa Coffee for $5.1 billion. Coca-Cola now owns over 500 brands including Sprite, Fanta, Dasani, Minute Maid, and Innocent. Today, Coca-Cola employs 700,000 people directly and supports millions more through its bottling network. Its annual revenue exceeds $43 billion. From a 9 drinks per day pharmacy product in 1886 to 1 billion servings daily. The scale of the journey is almost beyond comprehension. John Pemberton invented Coca-Cola, trying to cure his own morphine addiction. He died penniless 2 years later, having sold his formula for $1,700. The formula he sold is now locked in a vault in Atlanta, worth hundreds of billions of dollars. Coca-Cola has outlasted wars, depressions, pandemics, prohibition, and the rise and fall of empires. It is served in every country on Earth except North Korea and Cuba, and that is because of politics, not preference. Every time you see that red and white script on a billboard, a bottle, a screen, you are looking at the most successful commercial symbol in human history. Subscribe to SG Nova Facts for more brand stories that will change how you see the companies behind everyday life.